Hey, S11 Universe, it's Xander, and welcome back to WWE 2K20 Universe Mode. We're fresh off of the Super Showdown show, and yeah, sorry you guys weren't the biggest fans of that, sorry. Anyway, we're here on Raw, we're on the road to Money in the Bank, and we're kicking off the show tonight with a Money in the Bank qualifying match. Andrade versus United States Champion John Morrison. So as I said, we're kicking off the show with a Money in the Bank qualifying match. We're going to have 4 stars from Raw, 4 stars from SmackDown in Money in the Bank. Of course, the winner of the Money in the Bank contract gets a title opportunity at a time of their choosing.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Gomez, Palacio, Durango, Mexico. Weighing in at 215 pounds.
Andrade Cien Almas making his way to the ring. One of the hottest new stars we have on Raw. He's been here for a little while now. But he's already challenged for the Universal Championship. It was a losing effort against Seth Rollins at Backlash. But Andrade has made his name known. And if he could get a win over the United States Champion tonight, that would definitely not only put him in contention as a top star here on Raw, but he'll be going to Money in the Bank to fight for the Money in the Bank contract. And with that said, he is taking on the United States Champion.
His opponent from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 220 pounds, the WWE United States Champion, John Morrison.
As John Morrison making his way to the ring. He's been the United States Champion since the Backlash pay-per-view. He knocked off Buddy Murphy last night at Super Showdown to retain the United States Championship. And now tonight, John Morrison could be going to the Money in the Bank ladder match. So it's going to be Andrade and John Morrison. So here we go with our first bit of action for the night. As Andrade immediately gets Morrison up, but Morrison now looking to fight out of it. And now Morrison, flips over Andrade. Rolls him through here. Morrison into a cover. John Morrison won. No, Andrade flips it over. 1. And Morrison gets the shoulders up. Chop there from Andrade. Morrison shoves him back. Morrison with a right. And now Andrade with John Morrison. Northern Lights to the U.S. champion. And now Andrade with a kick to the back. As Almas getting John Morrison back to his feet. And Almas, Northern Lights into a cover again. Andrade with a right hand knocks back John Morrison. Morrison knocked into the ropes. And now Andrade driving his knee into the back of John Morrison. But no, now Morrison knocks back Andrade. And Morrison going to the top rope. Hang on. Well, what's Bobby Lashley doing here? Action as Andrade rolls him through. Oh, and Andrade, 1, 2. Off the distraction from Lashley. Andrade has pinned the United States Champion. Andrade pulls a fast one, and Andrade is going in to the Money in the Bank ladder match. Morrison not happy about it. Lashley seems to be thrilled with himself for that one, though. That's only our first bit of action tonight. We still have plenty more coming up on the show. Well, now we can see that Andrade knocked off John Morrison, so Andrade will be going to the Money in the Bank ladder match. Ivar and Eric, the Raw Tag Team Champions, knocked off Heath Slater and Titus O'Neil. Natalya got a singles victory over Liv Morgan. 6-man tag action as Bobby Lashley, who we just spoke about, was in action. He teamed up with Drew McIntyre and Eric Rowan, and they knocked off the team of Humberto Carrillo, Cedric Alexander, and Rey Mysterio. We have 2 more matches tonight, though. We're going to see Ricochet take on AJ Styles in a Money in the Bank ladder match qualifier. And in the main event, we have a mini tournament of sorts going on here. We're going to be trying to determine who the next challenger to Seth Rollins is, as Randy Orton takes on Samoa Joe. So without further ado, let's get underway with this first Money in the Bank qualifier. It's a bit of a side note here, but if you guys have noticed a slight step up in quality on sound, no more electric hum, as I mean, we have a new microphone here at the LS11 universe. As here comes Ricochet. They call him the one and only for a reason. Ricochet is a man who can get in this ring, and Ricochet will fly around like it's nobody's business.
Making his way to the ring from Paducah, Kentucky, weighing in at 190 pounds,
Ricochet. I know it shows a bit of favoritism. I'm not supposed to do that as a commentator, but Ricochet is absolutely awesome. That's what I can say about Ricochet, is he is absolutely awesome. Ricochet, when he gets in that ring and he gets serious, it gets serious, is what I'm trying to say. Ricochet flies around and takes out everyone in his path like it's nobody's business. They call him a real-life superhero. I just say, he's Ricochet. As Ricochet tonight is taking on former United States champion, former WWE champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
And his opponent, representing the club from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 218 pounds, the phenomenal
AJ Styles, Gallows and Anderson accompanying him to the ring. Of course, the OC, one of the most dominant forces we have here on Raw. Styles was the United States champion until Backlash recently. Styles on a bit of a downward spiral at the moment. Came up short against Drew McIntyre last week on Raw, but he has a chance to turn that around tonight against Ricochet. Of course, the winner of this will join Andrade in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So we will already know half of Raw's Money in the Bank participants as of tonight. We'll determine more as the month goes by. We'll see at least one qualifying match on SmackDown, as the SmackDown card for this week is being put into place by SmackDown management as we speak. But tonight, Styles makes his way to the ring, and it's going to be Styles and Ricochet, a rematch from the very first episode of Universe. So, here we go. And AJ immediately grabs Ricochet, and AJ Styles has him up, and neckbreaker to Ricochet. Styles now with Ricochet back up to his feet, and AJ Styles, no, Ricochet with an arm drag. And Ricochet with a chop, and now Ricochet, has Styles, Northern Lights to AJ, flips over him though, has him back up, and Ricochet, neckbreaker there. Ricochet to the top rope. That's a pretty long jump, but he's going to make it anyway. And now Ricochet springboards. Went for a crossbody. Styles was just out of the way. And now AJ Styles grabs Ricochet. Styles gets him up. Back body drop to Ricochet. And now Ricochet grabs AJ Styles by the leg and sweeps the leg. Ricochet with a stomp to the ribs there now. Ricochet now. Uppercut knocks AJ Styles back. Styles, Pele kick to Ricochet. This is going to be high intensity at all times in this matchup. These two guys will always turn it up to 11 when they go one-on-one. As Styles with Ricochet up, and AJ looks to flip Ricochet over him. Ricochet flips out of the way. Ricochet rolls AJ Styles through for the win. One. No, AJ Styles. Wait a minute. Styles, jackknife cover here. And Ricochet immediately kicks out of it. Styles with a kick to the back, though. And now AJ Styles gets Ricochet back up to his feet. And Styles, into an armbar on Ricochet. And Ricochet's got to try and escape now. AJ Styles, he has a pretty good arsenal of submission-based maneuvers in the WWE. Oh, a big super kick there from Ricochet. And Ricochet moonsault to AJ Styles. 1, no. And now AJ Styles back to his feet, and Styles, right hand to Ricochet. Spinning back strike, and a clothesline. There's now Styles. Wait, no. Ricochet knocks him back. And Ricochet. Oh, what a kick there from Ricochet. Up to the top rope, and Ricochet turns around. Big Phoenix splash from Ricochet into the cover. 1, 2, no. Uppercut knocks him back. AJ Styles grabs him though. Has Ricochet up. And brainbuster from AJ Styles. Now Ricochet rolls under the bottom rope. Styles seems to be a bit caught up in himself right now, but not going to let that stop him. He's got Ricochet up. And back body drop from Styles to Ricochet. And now AJ Styles has him up. And Styles, no, Ricochet. Oh, sends Styles face first off the ring post. As Ricochet now grabs AJ Styles. But AJ Styles counters it and Ricochet goes back into the ring. Ricochet now pulling himself up against the ropes. Styles gets him back to his feet. And AJ Styles sends Ricochet off the ropes. Here we go. Ricochet gets caught with a back body drop. AJ Styles now went for a kick to the back. Ricochet with a counter. Ricochet. No. Styles back into that arm bar. Trying to break the arm of Ricochet at this point. Make Ricochet submit. Styles, he desperately wants that spot in Money in the Bank, but Ricochet, he desperately wants it as well. Now it's just a matter who wants the spot in Money in the Bank more. Ricochet drops AJ Styles with a flatliner into the cover. Ricochet wasting no time. 1, 2, no. Styles kicks out. And now Ricochet, he can't waste any time here. As Ricochet standing moonsault to Styles. And another. And now Ricochet over the ropes. And Ricochet springboards off the top. 450 to AJ Styles. Back into the cover. 1. No. AJ Styles kicks out again. And now AJ Styles pulls himself back to his feet. And Styles. Ricochet with an uppercut. And Styles. Pele kick to Ricochet. And now Styles out of the ring. Ricochet stumbling back to his feet, but Styles follows him back in. AJ Styles takes him down. Kick to the back. Ricochet's down again. And AJ picks Ricochet back up again. Rolling clothesline there. Might have taken his head off if he hit him a little bit harder. As AJ Styles now with Ricochet again. Has him. And AJ Styles. Brainbuster hits him again. And now AJ Styles with Ricochet again back to his feet. Knife edge chop. Styles. No, Ricochet with the counter. And Ricochet. Another flatliner connects. And now Ricochet. At high speed there. To the top. 630, no. Went for the 630 senton, but AJ got his feet right in the back. And now AJ into the calf killer. But the rope break saves Ricochet for that one. Styles turns him over. And now AJ Styles has Ricochet right where he wants him. Hoists him back up to his feet. And Styles takes him down again though. Another penalty kick to the back. And now Styles to the outside on the apron. Styles calling Ricochet up. AJ Styles for the win. Here we go. Springboards. Phenomenal. No. Went for the phenomenal forearm. Nobody home. Ricochet now to the top rope. And Ricochet. This time it connects. The 630 senton connects this time. Look at that. We had to slow it down just to be able to see it. 1, 2. Ricochet is going to Money in the Bank. Just like that. Ricochet goes to Money in the Bank. What a matchup tonight. High pace, high intensity. And in the end, That rope break may have saved Ricochet this entire matchup.
Here is your winner, Ricochet!
That's a big win for Ricochet. Up next is our main event, Randy Orton and Samoa Joe. Ricochet truly is the one and only. It is now time for our main event. And here comes the Viper, Randy Orton.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 250 pounds, the Viper, Randy Orton!
Randy Orton has been a bit of a dark horse, surprisingly, in WWE lately. Orton, he's gotten some wins, but when Randy Orton's gotten those wins, it hasn't really done much for him. He knocked off Drew McIntyre about a month ago. Nothing came out of it. He lost to Seth Rollins on the very first episode of the Universe, and that's pretty much the gist of Randy Orton's Universe Mode career so far. Orton wants to be a world champion. He wants a shot at the Universal title, but he just hasn't been able to get it yet. If he could beat Samoa Joe tonight, though, he would be going on to a #1 contenders match for the Universal Championship. Because as I said, this is a bit of a pseudo-tournament of sorts going on tonight. Let me get my notes pulled back up here. Randy Orton and Samoa Joe are going one-on-one tonight. And then, next week, we're going to see Rusev take on Eric Rowan in singles action. And then, from there, that's where we're going to determine the #1 contender. But here comes the Destroyer, Samoa Joe.
And his opponent from Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 282 pounds, Samoa Joe!
They call him the Samoan Submission Machine. Samoa Joe has been unstoppable. He has a victory over the Universal Champion, and he's looking to make good on what happened in that matchup. He's looking to go on, fight Seth Rollins again, and win the Universal Championship. So it is main event time. Samoa Joe and Randy Orton. Here we go. As Orton immediately grabs Joe, and Orton has him up. Look at that. Suplexes the big man. As Randy Orton now picks Samoa Joe back up to his feet. And now Joe gets Orton up on his shoulders, and Samoa Joe taking Randy Orton towards the corner here. And Samoa Joe... No, Randy Orton getting him. Finds the counter. Orton with a right hand now, and Randy Orton turns Samoa Joe around and into a neck breaker. Randy Orton first keeps things at a slow, methodical pace in his matchups as he follows Samoa Joe to the outside. Oh, and Joe meets him with a knife-edge chop, and a pair of them now. Samoa Joe lighting Randy Orton up as Joe now sends Orton back into the ring. And Samoa Joe back in the ring as well. Kick to the ribs from Samoa Joe. As Samoa Joe, takes out the legs of Randy Orton. Orton turned over, and Joe Now has Randy Orton, picks him up, power bombs him. And Samoa Joe with Randy Orton back to his feet. Orton finds the counter. Randy Orton, rolls Samoa Joe through, and a rope break saves Joe. And now Samoa Joe grabs Randy Orton, has him up, and Joe with a suplex takes down Orton. And now Samoa Joe off the ropes, and Senton takes down Randy. Joe picking him up. Samoa Joe now kicks him. No, Randy Orton refuses to take that one. As Orton gets Samoa Joe back to his feet, and Randy Orton, oh look at that, hurls Samoa Joe across the ring. And Randy Orton with a right hand to Joe. But Samoa Joe kicks Randy Orton. Well, Randy didn't want to go up before. Joe's going to make him go up now. And now Samoa Joe, no, Randy Orton. Drop kick from Orton. And Randy Orton now looking to slow things down a little bit as he gets Joe back up. Joe with a right hand. Samoa Joe takes down Randy Orton now. And Joe into a head scissor takedown, elbow to the head. Randy Orton in trouble. Samoa Joe takes him down. And now Samoa Joe standing over the Viper. Off the ropes. Into another senton. Randy Orton turned back over now. And Samoa Joe tosses him across the ring. And now Samoa Joe with Randy Orton back to his feet. Joe, no, Orton grabs him by the hair and shoves him down. Randy Orton clotheslines Samoa Joe. And now Randy with an elbow. Stomping on Samoa Joe. Oh, and Joe drop kicks Orton. Samoa Joe getting him back to his feet. And Samoa Joe just boots Randy Orton into the mat. Joe picking him back up. And now Samoa Joe, went for the leg sweep. And Orton grabs him. Throws Samoa Joe through the ropes. And Randy Orton, they called this vintage Randy Orton as he spikes him with a DDT. Oh, well, we know what this is signaling for. As Randy Orton telling Samoa Joe to get up. Orton into RKO. Oh, but the rope is there. And Samoa Joe is saved. As Randy Orton jumped over the top rope. And Samoa Joe follows him to the outside. Stomps on the back of Orton as Joe picks him back up. Samoa Joe sends Randy Orton back into the ring now. Orton trying to get back to his feet. Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe drops Randy Orton. Orton rolls into the ropes now. Now Randy Orton back to his feet. Trying to get away from Samoa Joe. Oh, Randy Orton just barely avoids that belly-to-belly from Samoa Joe. And Randy Orton drops Samoa Joe there with a right. And Orton, right hand again, knocks Joe into the ropes. And Randy Orton with Samoa Joe just lighting him up with right hands. Trying to keep him down. Knocks him into the rope again. Randy Orton sends Joe off the ropes. Went for the power slam. Samoa Joe saw it coming. Joe with the double-edged chop. And now Samoa Joe. Oh! Uranagi slam to Randy Orton into the cover. 1, 2. No! Randy Orton gets the shoulder up. And now Samoa Joe calling up Randy Orton. And Joe has Randy Orton by the throat. Into Coquina clutch. And Randy Orton's, he's got to try and fight out or tap out. And Randy Orton. No, Orton is out. Samoa Joe is your winner. Once Samoa Joe slaps you in that Coquina clutch, it is game, set, and match. Randy Orton had nowhere to go. Had to tap out. That RKO could have been it, but Samoa Joe had an arm under the rope. Referee called the rope break. It was the right decision. And Samoa Joe is your winner. Thank you all for tuning in to this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. We'll try and make a quick turnaround this week since we took a week off of episodes. Just dealing with the backlash you guys had towards Super Showdown. Kind of took a toll on me. Sorry. I apologize if the episode wasn't for your liking. As Samoa Joe with the victory. With that, I've been Xander, and that has been Universe.